你好，老师。
你好，听得到吗？听得到。
可以听到。
那我们等一下，同学。
好，没问题。
Okay, let's wait about 3 minutes. 我们在等其他同学。主任，我们要先开始吗？还是等一下？哦，好，等一下还有人。OK，好，我们7:05开始的，So let's start at the 7:05 p.m. 好, welcome to everybody to join us today's study around Taiwan cinema. So I want to introduce myself. My name is Shi Zhang. So I'm a Chinese instructor in Xavier University. I'm also in charge of the Taiwan study program. So if you have any question about our Chinese language program, you can ask me. Dr. Zhang, Do you want to introduce our program to our student? Okay. Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Oh yeah. So welcome. I stepped out a moment ago, and so I'm in charge of the international office, and then our office every year supports students study abroad. That's one of the major functions, and we also, of course, actually Tayton, who went to Taiwan last year, kindly created a flyer we could share with you later. We talk about three parts of scholarships for you. And this is you essentially studying abroad in Taiwan. It's not only studying itself, but also is a scholarship opportunity. So when you are enrolled in the program, you are given basically the first part of money is from Taiwan. So when you arrive in Taiwan, they give you 2 months of, so since you're there for 2 months, for example, they give you in 2 installments. The first one, about $900, $920, depending on, actually it's local currency, it really doesn't matter. So you're going to spend locally in Taiwan. That's the first installment. And then the second one is if you, second month, if you don't have excessive absences, for example, and you perform as, regularly. So they give you a second installment of about another $920. So you are receiving a total more than $1,800 from US dollars, like it worth in Taiwan. Our office also facilitates up to 10 scholarships, each up to $1,800 per student. But it's merit-based. So you have to apply. And but last year, or this past summer, so when we had 7 students went to Taiwan, so most of them got the scholarship. But the one she got the scholarship from us, but then she did not accept it. So as a result, he kind of like did not get it because he did not accept our scholarship. So proportionally, you should also be able to, over half of you should be able to apply for, because you're Pell Grant recipients, should over half of you, that means you should be able to apply for the federal study abroad study. It's called Gilman, Benjamin A. Gilman. I think some of you may have heard from me before. But anyway, so our office helps you to prepare and write very strong essays. As a matter of fact, actually, right now I'm serving in the Gilman Review Committee, national. They have many committees because so many students apply. So I'm serving that this year's one of the committees. Each committee has 2 members, 2 experts to review. So this year I'm assigned 58 student applicants. Today I just finished reading 3. They gave me 58 today, so I have just finished reading 3 applications from other schools. My point is, we want to help you so that to make the trip to Taiwan more affordable. You will also receive up to 6 credits toward your Xavier graduation credits. So yeah, this is very lengthy introduction. I'm sorry about that. But then my point is, we thank you for your interest in this. And today is we're almost in November. I think this is the best time to plan because by February, around March, we want to materialize program. So we will know where we're going, and then we want to start logistics by March, things like that. So you bring the information back home, and you talk to your parents, talk to your friends, things like that. The overall cost in our estimate is anywhere between, let's say, maybe 4,000 to 6,000, 55,000. So depending on how you spend. If you stay on campus, share a room, another student in the campus residential hall, another person in the same room. So chances are, and you eat most of the time in the campus dining hall. That means, yeah, we're talking about probably around $4,500 total. But then remember, I mentioned like 3 parts of money. The first 2, one from Taiwan, that's already $1,800, more than $1,800. And then if you get, let's say, $1,500 from us or $1,600 from us, that you already getting $3,400. So even if you spend $5,000, that means you spend 2 months abroad in Taiwan, but then the total cost is $1,600 total. That includes your travel, meals, culture exposures, ground transportation, housing, things like that. So this is very lengthy introduction. Once again, you are more than welcome to contact us after the meeting. Our office is in St. Joseph. You know St. Joseph, right? Right across from the UC. So we're third floor. The campus clinic is on second floor. We're on the third floor. You can always reach us, international@zuna.edu, or you can also send to like a Chinese language at xula.edu, either Chinese language or international. So both emails reach me automatically. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So I want to share my PowerPoint. Hold on. Okay, can everyone see my PowerPoint? Yeah? Yes? Thank you. So our program is about 8 weeks. Okay, 8 weeks. So we will go to Chenggang University. So in the south of Tainan. So now is our president's school. Okay, because our Taiwan's president graduated from our Chenggang University Medical School. So this school become very famous now. Okay, so if you pass the class, you can transfer 6 credit. Okay, you can transfer 6 credit. And
excuse me. Yeah,
Mhm.
when we first drafted this file, we were not sure about the fall schedule for 2026, but now we know that the fall, I think, starts on August 17th. August 17th, Monday, I believe, August 18th, 17th, or 8th. But anyway, so that means you are leaving here June 8th or 9th, and then you come back on August the 9th. So not so for sure it's 8 weeks. 8
8
weeks.
weeks. It's sorry, I forgot to update my PowerPoint. 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Yeah. Okay. Let's I think the Dr. John explained about our scholarship. So not only Taiwan's government will give you the scholarship. So 1 week is $230. So 8 weeks should be about 1,620, and then you can apply the scholarship from the school. Or if you are eligible for apply another scholarship, you can ask our international office to know if you are eligible for apply the other scholarship. So last year,
excuse me. Yeah, sorry again. So this is like we put like a 7 weeks. Yeah, once again. Now it's 8 weeks. 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Yeah, 8 weeks.
So
Yeah.
8 weeks.
I will give you the new PowerPoint. Okay,
Okay, 8 weeks is about 18 more than $1,800. So
okay.
it's the 7 weeks. Yeah, 8 more than $1,800.
Okay, 18. Okay, so 1 week is 230. So 8 weeks. So the next part is for you. First you come to a campus orientation tour. So the school will introduce our school. So we have the welcome reception. So school will treat the student food. And our class is small group class. So so you can see the teacher teach the student in the class. They use the Chinese to improve the students' Chinese. So it means you can improve your Chinese in the show time. If you we not only have language class, we also have the culture class. So this is our students piece. So we have a painting class, calligraphy class, and we also host a half-day trip. So the school will book the bus for a student and take a student to the some famous attraction. So all the trip, you don't need to pay. Okay, you don't need to pay. It's free trip. We also have a 1-day trip. So this year we went to the traditional drum factory. Students learn how to play the traditional drum and use the second picture. The student learn how to use a traditional way to catch the oyster. And we also host the Chinese language competition. So if your class win the competition, you can have the free pizza. So we also will visit our high school. So we will do some fun activity with our high school student. So the end we'll have a farewell dinner. So everybody will eat some traditional Taiwanese food. So if you want to travel to the other city, you leave class to the school is very convenient because our class is close to the train station. So you can take a train to the other city. So this is Taipei is our capital. Night market. Okay. So some famous food, famous place. Okay. Any question? Any question? I think the benefit is you can transfer the tax credit and can have a lot. Maybe you can apply a lot of scholarship. So the last year, my student went to the Taiwan and the student earn the money. They don't need to pay. Okay, they earn the money because they apply a lot of scholarship. Any question about our program? Okay.
I have a question. When is the cutoff time to apply to this program? Like, when is the last day we'll be able to?
In the December, in the end of the December.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, hope does everyone has a question?
Quick question. Do you have to complete all 4 Chinese classes before you can go?
No, it's no. Novice student are welcome to apply. But I have told you, if you choose the Chinese class, you have more chance to than the other student can apply this program.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah, basically, there are no prerequisites to other than the GPA has to be at least 2.8 or above. There are no Chinese language prerequisites. They have a placement test while you arrive in Taiwan. So they will place you if you have like a beginner's level, even beginners classes. There are different levels as well. Very and ground zero, or all the way to advanced level classes, as Professor Zhang has said. But if you, for example, some of you have not taken class this semester, that's okay. But if you maybe take a class in spring, and then you have 1 semester of the language foundation, and then I think the impact of you learning more in Taiwan, I think is greater if you have a little bit foundation. Otherwise, you have zero foundation, then so the chances of that you probably learn a bit less than if you have a little bit more foundation there.
Any question? Any question? Okay. We have the other student patent register because she joined the critical language program in the last year. So I think we can allow her to show her experience in Taiwan. Okay, Taylor, are you ready? Taylor, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did the U.S. Department of State's Critical Language Scholarship, which is external from Xavier. So this is through the government, and essentially it is a all expenses paid full intensive language study program that is allowed for like undergrads, graduate students, and faculty or like kind of professionals, early career professionals who are interested in studying a critical need language, such as Korean, Chinese, Arabic, as well. And you can basically, after applying, it's a fairly competitive process. You just have to submit 3 essays, but you really have to express your interest for studying. Like if you want to study Mandarin, like really express your interest in studying the language. And after you submit your essays, then after being selected, you'll go through a process that's called your OPI, or your oral proficiency interview, and that's essentially what will determine your placement for your language class when you are going to study your language over the summer. And I participated in their summer program, but they also have different kind of like language intensive study periods where you can apply for like this fall or the spring or the summer. It just depends on like what you're interested in. But I think CLS was honestly like an inimitable opportunity for anyone very interested in studying Chinese specifically, because I was able to study Chinese for the entire summer after my freshman year. Actually, it was the summer of 2024, and it not only was like an overall very immersive language study, but I really advanced my Mandarin so much just from the 10 weeks that I was there for. And like creating a bond with my host family as well, because in addition to taking classes, it's a very intensive kind of curriculum. So once in these classes, you'll be taking like grammar structured study, and then also a textbook study, which will all be a part of your one like language class. And then you'll also have, in addition, a culture class as well every single day. And then you also have every week an examination, like a written exam, but you'll also have a presentation. So I think that honestly really helps with kind of advancing not only like your written skills, but also your conversational Mandarin, your ability to present and kind of use the vocabulary that you're learning in class. In your presentations as well, and really show yourself that you can talk about more intricate, more higher level topics. I remember like for my end of the year presentation, I was able to talk about the United Nations sustainability goals, which is something I never thought that I would be able to really like deliver to other people. But this was really such an incredible experience for me, because it really did show me that I was able to do that. But in addition to that, you're also like through the critical language scholarship program, I was able to, for half the program, live with the host family. And my host family stay was really, really fun. And they took me on so many exciting adventures. I know I had a lot of friends also like within my cohort that had so much fun with their host family. Like we went to amusement parks with them, and like we went to we went to night markets, we went to museums, like we went everywhere, like all across the island, and it was so much fun. And I really think living with the host family really shows you kind of the daily life, which is an experience that I think is unparalleled. And being able to converse and form that connection and kind of take on the role as like an ambassador for the United States, and kind of having these conversations and learning about the perspective of a local Taiwanese citizen, and kind of comparing kind of things that happen in Taiwan to things that are happening in America, learning new things. It's all about like just that whole learning experience, and it's so much fun. And in addition to that, like we also were given language partners from the university that I studied at. I studied at Tom Kong University in New Taipei City, and like that was also a really neat experience as well, because they are full of energy, and we went on so many excursions with them as well. So it was just an overall very exciting experience, and I really encourage you all to really take advantage of it. The deadline is November 18. And really, like if you need anyone to read your essays or anything, like please let me know. Feel free to reach out. This is just definitely a really great opportunity, because it is all expenses paid and it's not income based. So it's purely just your interest in studying the language. And yeah, how best you can express that. So if you are interested, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tatum. I also want to I just want to emphasize that so Tatum's critical language, well, it's called a critical language. Chinese is considered as one of the 15, 16 languages that are of critical importance to the U.S. national interests. That's why it's called the critical language. And so this is the very competitive. Every year, about 550 students will nationally will be awarded this scholarship, but then it's not income based. So any student who has some language foundation, the Chinese language has like so the critical language this standalone scholarship, critical language scholarship itself requires I believe that 2 years of Chinese language learning. However, don't worry, if you don't have like 2 years of language Chinese language learning foundation, and as I said, proportionally among the 5 of you who are interested in studying abroad in Taiwan, I think it's 2, I believe probably 3 of you are Pell Grant recipients. That means you are still able to apply for the Gilman. Next cycle is March, I think March 5th or March 3rd. Anyway, it's March, beginning of the March. So you have like all the 4 months left to prepare. And we had there are 2 application cycles, an October cycle, which is just past 2 weeks ago, and then there's the March cycle. So last year, actually this past summer, out of the 7 students who went to Taiwan, 4 of them received this federal Gilman scholarship, and the 2 of them, each of them received $8,000 per student. Gilman itself is maximum is $5,000, but then since they are also studying Chinese, so remember I said there's a critical language standalone one by itself, full ride. There's also you can, when you apply Gilman, you can combine Gilman with it's kind of still has this word critical, but it's called a critical lead language award. So this is separate from critical language scholarship, even if it's this word critical, and that's another up to $3,000. So that's why 2 students, each of them received $8,000 maximum. We never had this situation, this kind of award before. We had students who got like $5,000, $4,500 before, but each of them got 8. But then the point is, if your essays are very strong, and where our office is more than happy to assist you in your writing, you have all the 4 months between now and March. Let's see. So, but then of course you have to write. You're committed to writing multiple rounds of revisions, and chances are that you are going to get it. We cannot promise, of course, it's beyond our control. But then if your essays are strong, I see no reason why you don't get awarded. It only is like how much you receive from the government. But those are free money. Those are after tax free money. I often try to encourage students to apply. Why? If you do it, many of you are STEM majors, right? You are very good at math, and so I'm terrible at math. However, if you do a calculation, for example, if you spend like 100 hours on writing the Gilman, it's very likely if you spend that much time writing those essays, chances are that you are going to get that scholarship. Let's say you get $5,000. You spend 100 hours. No, I don't think any of our students have ever spent 100 hours on writing. But then hypothetically, you spend 100 hours on writing those essays, and you get that $5,000. Your hourly wage, after tax wage, is $50. That's most likely more than what you earn. You work on campus in the community. We have a student who got a Gilman last year. She received $5,000, and she also works at a local commercial company. She makes like $12 per hour in that entity. You imagine, I think she spends about like 50 hours. So 50 hours. So her hourly wage, from the Gilman was like $100. I told her, your time is so well spent on getting the scholarship. You remember that? Imagine 50 hours and get $5,000. So that's why you should not be discouraged by writing those essays. Gilman, so let's say 4 essays plus the critical lead, remember combined. There are 4 essential essays for Gilman, but he applied for Chinese because Chinese is among the languages that the U.S. government thinks of critical national interest. So right now, so I'm going to write some like a template, like a work plan, so that I'm going to share with you once I develop that piece of document. Then I want you to be able to modularize like the prompt questions. So you just think about, let's say I can imagine, so how studying abroad in Taiwan, studying Chinese, Taiwanese culture in Taiwan helps you prepare for your career goal, academic and career goals. So let's say some of you want to become a doctor in the future. That's your career. That's a long-term career goal. But you also want to, you want to be like midterm. You want to like go to medical school, right? You're going to law school. You want medical school. You want to go to like a graduate school. So that's your midterm. That's like the roadmap towards your career. So you would just want to show how your study abroad in Taiwan helps you prepare and achieve that kind of academic and career goals. So I just want to give you like a document. You just want to think about, okay, well, if I want to become a successful physician, let's say depending on different, of course, specialties. You think about what the skills the physician requires. Let's say like a Tatum wants to become a foreign service officer. Okay, well, what is a successful foreign service officer who represents the U.S. government, the interests of the U.S. government? Right? You want to be diplomatic. You have the communication skills. You want to be able to be principled. You have the culture sensitivity, things like that. Of course, study abroad contributes directly to those things. You're able to think differently. You're able to consider all kinds of options before you make an informed decision. Those are the skills that are going to, like for example, a physician, not only you have the technical expertise, but you also have the communication skills, you have the interpersonal skills, you're able to articulate. Let's say, for example, a physician is a care team leader. He or she has to communicate with, coordinate with the pharmacist, nurse, all kinds of like the team. So the person, physician, is also a leader, and a leader has to be able to articulate and coordinate with not only the care team, but also the patients and patients' family members. There may be a difficult situation, a difficult news, right? Bad news for the patient. But then, how you're able to communicate in empathetic, like effective, but also show empathy, show that you deeply care about those kind of like a cultural sensitivity. You will be able to enhance your skills while you're abroad. This is how you write them out. I want you to create the modules, different modules, module 1, module 2, module 3. So this way you're not only going to able to write in your essays, but also in the future, when you apply for graduate school or for law school, for a medical school, you're able to like move those like blocks of information into your application essays, into those like professional schools. So I think give me about a couple of weeks. I think before the end of this semester, by December, I should be able to share with you guys who are interested in not only GIMA, maybe like so there are other scholarships there also. I think there's a Bahrain scholarship. There's another one. So we'll talk about that. But suffice it to say, so do a mathematical calculation. You guys are way better than me in terms of the mathematical calculation. The chances are that if you win that, of course, So hard work typically is awarded or is rewarded. And if you work very hard, I don't see any reasons why you don't get rewarded. And then the reward is often way more than what you like if you do like local commercial entity, which like pays you far less than, and you have to pay tax if you work in this company. Anyway, I have spoken too much.
Any question? Okay. I put our register link in our chat box, and Titan also give everybody's CLS programs register link. If you want to apply, so please use this link to apply. Or if you have any question, you can email to me or email to our international office. Okay. Any question? No? No? Okay. Thank you for coming our study abroad cinema. Also, I hope you can see in the summer in Taiwan. Okay. So that's good night. Okay. See you later.
Thank you, Tatum. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Of
Titan.
course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have a
Okay,
good
Bye.
night.
bye-bye.
Thank you,
Okay.
Zaijian.